order to detain him beyond the.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Moraki, I'm sure you're around. Hello, everyone. If you are hearing me, please just drop a chat for me. Okay, good evening. Right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay, good evening, Rema, good evening, Olutayo, good evening, Olatayo rather. Okay, good evening. Our guest is already in here. Chukwemeka, good evening. Stella Akinremi, please reach out to me. Ma. Okay, our guest is already in. Ikpemoroti Sunday, good evening to you. So glad to have you. Kaude, good evening. Okay. Morakinyo, are you in here? Let me be sure you are in here. Okay, we have 25 people on now. Okay. It's like Morakinyo. Where is Morakinyo? Okay. Good evening once again. So glad to be here this very evening. And it's a great honor and privilege to have each and every one of us here on tonight. Tonight promises to be awesome. It promises to be life-changing. Our guest tonight, our facilitator tonight, is vast, and she's been a great blessing to several millions of people all over the world. She's someone I respect and I give high regard to. She's here with us tonight. Let me just read a brief profile. Please ensure your mic is muted. Ensure your mic is muted. Some people, they have not muted their mic. Please mute your mic. Once you enter, mute your mic. Mute your mic, please. Okay. Thank you. All right. SABRINA OZMA stands out in the league of talented and intelligent media personalities. She holds a BLC in political science, a diploma in law, a diploma in TV and radio presenting. Most recent is a certificate in introduction to public speaking from the University of Minnesota in the US. SABRINA won the award in recognition of an outstanding works and services as a TV presenter by the Emerging African Leaders Academy under 40 leaders and got featured in the EALA magazine. Please forgive me for that. SABRINA currently works with the Dove Media Worldwide, the official television of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, and hosts the launch hour program called Chatline. I mean, many of us would have been watching that program online on Dove Media every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 1 p.m. Nigerian time. She's a producer, voiceover artist, event host, and an independent on-air personality. By the grace of God, she is the convener of the Praying Girl series, a platform where young ladies celebrate life and live in Christ. SABRINA is here with us on tonight to be a blessing to us. Our dream is to own the largest television station in Africa, which would give young people the chance to showcase their God-given talent in communication. With a round ovation and a clapping ovation and a welcome in the chat box, help me celebrate SABRINA OZMA as she takes on the course Communication Skills tonight. We want to say welcome to you, SABRINA. Thank you for joining us in at the Young Leaders Academy tonight. You are powerfully welcome. I welcome you once again. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, sir. I really, really appreciate you all. And thank you for the great privilege and honor to be in the midst of great young minds here. And I joined the session yesterday. It was amazing. I want to say a big thank you to all my seniors I had. It seems like I'm the youngest person in this on this platform, but glory be to God for the great opportunity. And I'm blessed to be here. God bless you all in Jesus' name. All right, so the topic before us this evening is, of course, the masterclass, the advanced masterclass. I'm sure a lot of people attended the basic classes that they had last week. Yes, if I'm not wrong, if I'm very correct, we had it last week. And in all of this, I just want you to know that most of the time relationships break because of miscommunication. So either in the workplace, in the family, in the relationship, you know, boy and girl relationship, or in marriage, sometimes it's miscommunication that breaks them. And I just want you to know that this evening, we'll talk about communication skills. And at the end of the day, I'll give out an assignment. So get your writing um, pad, pen, and get ready. And you know what? I have a gift for the winner, the one that satisfies me with their assignments. I have a gift for them personally. I have a gift for them. So are we good? So if you're excited, say yeah, type it and say yeah. So it's going to be an interactive session this evening as much as possible. We are communicating, so you can as well write your, if I'm communicating, please, I'm young. I don't want to feel old. If I'm communicating, just, you know, give me the moral support that I need. Please, I beg of you, I need all the moral support here. All right, so let's quickly go to the slide immediately. Before I go on, I will want to quickly hold on for me, please. All right. Please hold on for me. But before we go on, can I ask you a question? Who can tell me what communication is? Who can tell me what communication is? Quickly type it. Who can tell me what communication is? The first person to get it, I have a gift for that person. Who's there? Okay. Someone says communication is passing information to a receiver. Thank you. Someone says conveying ideas effectively. Amazing. Exchange of words between two people. Amazing. The act of speaking and listening with full attention from both parties. Amazing. Communication is interacting. Yes. Communication is the act of passing thoughts, feeling, and ideas from one person to another. Amazing. Communication means your thoughts to people. Fantastic. It seems like these people have gone through my slides. So communication is the art of sending and receiving message between people, okay, through diverse media. I have your gift already. Great one. Azubike. Communication is imparting or exchanging of information. I guess you people have gone through my slide. So somebody is communicating right now with music at the background. Can you please mute the volume? All right, so I'm trying to get my slides in immediately so we can begin. I'm sorry about that. So we can go on. Okay. Okay, so if we can't, I'll just quickly say mine. Communication is the imparting of or of exchanging of information by speaking, writing, on every communication or of every communication. Communication involves at least one sender, a message, and a recipient. So I am the sender, you are the recipient. And what I'm talking about right now, the message is communication. Do we understand? So it's actually an exchange. Somebody said an exchange of words. Yes. From, let's not forget it. From, it involves at least one sender, which is me, a message, which is what I'm saying, and you are the recipient because you are the one receiving and listening to it. Do we understand? And there are four types of communication. There are four types of communication. We have verbal, we have non-verbal, we have written, and we have visual. And the latest word I get to know or that I've discovered is listening. That one is not on my slide. I'll put it up shortly. I'll put it up shortly. It's not on my slide, listening. And I will soon put up the slide. I'm sorry. I will soon put up the slide. I'll put up the slide. Okay, great, great. You people are really making me, you are giving me all the ginger that I need right now. The verbal, the non-verbal, the written, the visual, and the fifth one is listening. That is not on my slide. So please write it down because I'm going to ask you in a bit. And let's talk about verbal. Verbal is the use of language to transfer information through speaking or sign language. So there's some people that are dumb. The other way to talk is through sign language. So they have, I wish I can do all the sign language right now, but I can't, we'll do like this, see, like this, cut or disconnect or that. So verbal is the use of language to transfer information through speaking or sign language. And verbal communication is what we are using right now. I'm talking to you. Okay? I'm talking to you. It is important because it's efficient. It's efficient to pass information. It's efficient. So if you can talk, it's a big, big one. I'm sure everyone is a Christian here. It's a big, big one for you when you're talking. So give God the glory that you have mouths to talk, eyes to see, ears to hear. So it's quite efficient because you can pass your information well. You can convey your information well. Number two for me is nonverbal. The second type of communication is nonverbal. It's the use of body language and of gestures and facial expressions. How many of us can remember while we're growing up? For me, I grew up with my grandmother, and my grandmother, there's a way she will just do her eyes like this. You better know what I'm saying. So there was a day that we went to visit someone, and of course I ate from the house, and my grandma said to me, when we get there, don't eat. And what I ate at home was not, wasn't looking too glamorous or anything. So when I got there, they served the food. Come and see the chicken. And my grandma was wondering, I was winking and passing all the facial expression. I didn't even look at her. I went on to eat. When we got home, so I used my eyes. You did not see. When I was telling you not to eat this food, I received the beating of my life. But that's just on a lighter note. So our mothers use that non-verbal communication, and it has helped us a lot in this our world. I'm sure that's why a lot of us are not spoiled, in quotes, by the grace of God. The non-facial, for example, you might smile unintentionally when you hear a pleasing word, like someone tells you, oh, you're beautiful. You're like, yeah, I am beautiful. And you just smile. You may not need to say, oh, thank you, but that's an affirmation that you know that you're beautiful. Or when someone passes an information, non-verbal communication is helpful when trying to understand other people's thoughts and feelings. Other people's thoughts and feelings. Non-verbal is helpful when trying to understand other people's thoughts and feelings. I'm so sorry, the slide will come up in a bit. Okay, sorry. We need to go on. I'm so sorry, please. So we can go on. So verbal, non-verbal helps with that. I'm trying to bring on my slides. I'm so sorry, bear with me. I'm so sorry, bear with me. I need to quickly do that in a bit. All right, I'm sure the boss will help me with it. Mr. Tunji, please kindly help me with it. Thank you, sir. And we have written, like what you all are doing right now, typing in written. People are sending in their messages, and all of that. So you can as well use your written to convey messages. The use of emails, memos, drafts, graphs, telegrams. Yes. So the use of letters, numbers to convey informations, example, email, blogs. A lot of us go through blogs. People try to convey information through blog. I know you all watch all the, I don't want to call names because they are not paying us, but those blogs. All those blogs. Let me just call one, Instablog Nigeria. I know a lot of you are on it, but that's fine. Nairaland, yes. They all use the avenue to convey their information. And those are forms of written communication, okay? And the visual is what you're seeing right now. I'm using the visual. As far as I'm concerned, I think I'm using all of the communication right now. The non-verbal, the verbal, the written, the visual. And in no time, I'll use the listening type of communication when you want to ask your question. So the act of using photographs, art, drawings, sketches, charts, and graphs to convey informations. Do we understand? So those are what we're talking about this evening. And I want to quickly tell you something that to make improvement to your communication skills, set personal goals to walk through the things you want to accomplish step by step before I go on to the next. To make improvements to your communication skills, set personal, goals to walk through the things you want to accomplish step by step. It's a gradual process. We need all the gradual process to walk. So all of us need to know that if you want to go far with your communication skills and be excellent, you need to set your goals. You need to set your goals. Do we understand? We need to set our goals and walk through it. Another way is I have to go through it myself right now. I'm sure we'll go through it in a bit. We'll definitely get the slides in a bit. I'm so sorry about that. Pardon me, but I will share the slides in a bit with you all. So we just talked about types of communication. And for you to also know that there are different etiquettes to communication. There are different etiquettes. What are etiquettes? Etiquette is a term that refers to the norms of social behavior. So if you want to interact and get into social behaviors, you need to have a good communication. The accepted codes of conduct with respect to interpersonal communication. Some forms of etiquette with respect to communicating with others include looking into someone's eyes as you talk with them, not interrupting someone as they speak. In this part, people are so used to that, interrupting people. People can interrupt, they can. And you ask me, why then is communication important? It is in three ways. Communication is important if you're applying for jobs, looking for a promotion with your current employer. I don't know how many of us are, working at the moment. And if you're not working, don't worry, very soon you become an employer of labor. In Jesus' name, when you're bidding for a contract, you're not too young to bid for a contract. You will need to demonstrate good communication skills in all of these things. So many times you wonder why people go for interviews, or you apply for a job and go for interviews and you're not accepted. Sometimes it's your communication skills that is not sharpened. So you need communication, and it's very important for employers. Employers value communication skills among the top skills that a job candidate must have. And I want to tell you that as your career progresses, the importance of communication skills increases. That's why I'm going on courses. I don't want to be left behind. The ability to speak, listen, question, and write with clarity and conciseness are essential to most managers and leaders. A lot of time, people are praying and, oh God, do this, but you're not sharpening your skills. Even when you pray, it's a communication. You're communicating with God, and you need to get your communication right with God, either in your language or any other language that you're using. Another way, or another reason why communication is important is in our personal life. Good communication skills can improve your personal relationships by helping you to understand others. And like I said earlier on, I said to us that most of the time relationships breaks because of miscommunication. So in your personal life, you need it by helping you to understand others and to be understood. It is also a cliche that personal relationship needs communication. That's true. If you're dating, I don't know how many of us are in a serious relationship. We all need communication to pass our information well, because if you don't, sometimes a relationship breaks because you're saying A and the other person is saying B. So failure to talk has been blamed for the breakdown of any number of relationships and marriages. But the ability to listen is also an important element. The ability to listen. A lot of people don't listen. You're just talking. You can have a good communication like that. The third reason why communication is important is for your social life. Whether we like it or not, we have a social life in your church, in the mosque, with your friends, in the political sphere. You need communication in your social life, at your workplace, with your friends. Good communication is essential for any form of interaction with other people or organization. Therefore, it is also essential of good interaction as a church worker to a pastor, student to a teacher, an entrepreneur to his or her clientele. For those of you that are selling your product, you need communication. Being able to complain effectively is an important skill. For example, as is handling criticism, feedback yourself is very vital to success. Feedback is very vital to success. And all of these are embedded. Why you need communication. Why the 4 types of communication are important. And you may ask me, then what are the hindrances to effective communication? What can hinder you not to have a good communication? There are a lot of things that can hinder you not to have a good communication. The reason why most of us are not really having a good time, either in our professional life, either in our personal life, either in our social life, is because there are barriers that are blocking us. And you need to take out the barriers to have a good and effective communication. We need to take out those barriers. And what are those barriers? Number one, the use of jargon. A lot of people are using jargons. There are many reasons why interpersonal communication may fail. In many communications, the message may not be received exactly the way the sender is intended. So that is why some people, they'll just be using overcomplicated words, unfamiliar or technical terms. Who knows that? There was one senator that used to use, I can't remember his name right now. Epanotis ketele. I'm like, whoa, are you speaking in tongues, man? A lot of us can, people think when you use overcomplicated words, that makes you a good communicator. No, that makes you a bad, in capital letters, communicator. The use of overcomplicated words. Be simple and precise. Number two is emotional barriers. Emotional barriers. Number three is lack of interest, low attention, or irrelevance. When people are talking, you're not paying attention. You're just on your own. Cultural differences. Cultural differences, the norms of social interaction vary greatly in different cultures. For example, I'm from the north, I'm a northerner, and you're a Yoruba. You are Yoruba. In my own place, I may not be able to kneel down, but Yorubas, they do kneel down. And if I don't know all of this culture, I may not have my own space. So for example, the concept of personal space varies between cultures and between different social settings. You're a Yoruba man, there are things that you do. I'm an outside lady, there are things they do in my place. Igbos, there are things they do. So sometimes those are the barriers where people can't really communicate. I know a lot of people who say, this one is Yoruba, I beg, let them stay in their lane. I don't want to say anything. Cultural differences has really created, a hole with relationship. That's interpersonal relationships with people. Cultural differences. So that can also hinder, or that can also be a barrier to communication. Number four, it's a language barrier too. Let's talk about language differences and difficulty in understanding unfamiliar accents. A lot of us don't like watching American movies because we don't know anything about these things. They are speaking, you're like, hey, what's going on? Hey, beg, I don't want to fall my hand, or things like that. And we need to get off. We're Africans. We need to get off all the accents. I'm an African woman. I refuse to have an accent. No, I want to speak well, and that's why you have your dictionary on your phone. Learn words. Learn how to pronounce words. Learn how to pronounce words. Oh, thank God, the slide is back. Learn how to pronounce words. Please, the next slide. We're done with the types of communication. Next slide. We're on the hindrances to effective communication. Thank you. Perfect. We're in this. Yes. So language barrier. We also have the psychological barrier. When you're stressed, you are angry, A lot of people have low self-esteem. If you have all of those things, you may not be able to communicate well. Let's take, for example, sometimes back, I lost my dad, yes, last year, December, and I was supposed to go on air. I couldn't. And I kept on saying to my boss, don't let me go up because I may just not communicate well. My emotions may cloud me. And, I went on by the grace of God. God helped me. I didn't fumble. But some people may not be able to gain their balance. Do we understand? So, psychologically, it's important. Your psychological state of communicators will influence how the message is sent, perceived, and received. Do we understand? If someone is stressed, they may be preoccupied by personal concerns and not as receptive to the message, as if they were not stressed. They're different. When I'm not stressed, I communicate well. When I'm stressed, I don't really. That's the truth. So stress management is an important personal skill that can that affect our interpersonal relationships. Another one is anger. Anger is another example of psychological barrier to communication. When we are angry, it is easy to say things that we may later regret, and also to misinterpret what others are saying. When you are angry, more generally, people with low self-esteem may be less assertive and therefore may not feel comfortable communicating. They may feel shy or embarrassed about saying how they feel. Some people feel shy when they have low self-esteem of how they feel. And so their messages may not be heard or may not be voiced, and it's important that, for example, a receiver with reduced hearing may not fully grasp the content, of a spoken conversation, especially if there's a significant background noise. That's why they always tell you mute the mic, because sometimes the noise may be affecting you. You may not be communicating well. So that's another hindrance to effective communication. Number 6, gender barrier. I really want to talk about this because there's some companies that give priority to females, less priorities to males. And there's a way you talk to a woman, there's a way you talk to a man. In this part of the world, we're we're traditional beings. There's a way you talk to a man and you're like, oh, you're talking to a woman, all the things, oh, women first or ladies first. So gender barrier can also be a barrier to effective communication. Number 7, lack of eye contact. Lack of eye contact. Some people may be talking to you and they are not fixing their gaze on you. It may distract or not make you a good communicator. When you're speaking to someone, look into their eyes. That makes you confident. Do we understand? The other one that I didn't put is expectations and prejudice, which may lead to false assumption or stereotyping. So people often hear what they expect to hear rather than what is actually said and jump to incorrect conclusions. Some people, they just jump into conclusions. They don't even want to hear you out. That can also be an hindrance to effective communication. So expectations and prejudices may lead to false assumption of being stereotyped. So don't be stereotyped. A skilled communicator must be aware of all of these barriers and try to reduce that impact by continually checking and understanding and offering appropriate feedback. Always offer an appropriate feedback. If you want to be a skilled, if you want to become a skilled communicator, and it's a gradual process. If anybody tells you that communication is just immediately, it's not. You know, there are plenty. You know, there are other reasons, but these are just few that I can really talk about. You know, building power, confidence, and credibility. You need to learn how to talk to yourself. Make a big difference. When you talk to yourself, it makes a big difference as well. Program yourself for success with positive self-talk. People will act and interact with you and treat you like a winner when you feel good about yourself. So when you're a skilled communicator and there are no barriers, all of these barriers are being, you know, taken out of the way. This will create magnetism and charisma for you. People will be magneted to you. Have you seen someone that can speak well? Let me tell you, they will stand before kings and not mere men. That's my own take. I've seen situations where, by the grace of God, it's not by my doing. I've really got into a lot of places because of how I communicate. And you need to take off all of these hindrances. Learn to speak in simple words that people can understand. Do we understand? And so what are tips for better communication? Tips for better communication. Effective communication is important for exchanging ideas and conveying information. It's important. Two main pillars of effective communication that is here that has really worked for me is, you know, seek first to understand the other party and then communicate to understand. I put myself in someone's, you know, shoes. I'm original. I don't want to be fake. I don't want to have some accent that is not working. And you're mixing American and British together. It doesn't make any sense. And by the way, we are colonized by the British people, and you're using American. Some people, they've not seen airport though, but if they speak British like this for you, you'll be scared. So be original. Everyone should have their own style of communicating. When communication is not original, it will negatively affect the message and eventually convey the wrong message. You're the E in it. And you ask them, what is in it? Like, that's American. Hello, that's British. Nah, that's British. Don't try to do something else. So be original, be you. Have your own style of communication. Communication etiquette enhances communication by breaking down barriers and not erecting them. That's under what I just said. Okay? And here are tips to effective communication. I call them the golden C's for me. The golden C's that have helped me so far, and I'm sure it will help you. Number one, clarity. If you don't speak clearly, people won't understand you. To speak clearly, your gestures, your postures must synchronize with your verbal language. Let me say it again. To speak clearly, your gesture and postures must synchronize with your verbal language. Don't say one thing and your body is saying another. Don't say one thing or don't act in another way and your tongue or your mouth is saying another. It won't work that way. Number 2, correctness. Whatever you speak, try to speak correctly. Common mistakes include mispronunciation and wrong grammar, like we said earlier on. Try to speak correctly. Some of us, we don't make use of our dictionary. Some of us, we don't even make use of the Google, and it's your friend. You want to pronounce correctly? Go on Google, type it. There is a speaker on it. Click on it, and you will hear how it's been pronounced. Number 3, completeness. Try to speak completely and convey yourself fully. Don't cut yourself short. That's the word I will use. Yes, don't cut yourself short. Convey yourself fully by speaking less. You create misunderstanding. Don't eat your words. Don't juggle your words. Okay, so yeah, some people, they are fast talkers, and if you're a fast talker, please learn. I'm actually a fast talker. I am. For most of you that know me, I am a fast talker, but I try as much as possible to speak fully and convey my message or my information. Don't eat your words. Number 4, courtesy. This is a vital quality, not in communication, but character too. Not only in communication, but also in character. Courtesy goes hand in hand with humility and mannerism. Be humble. Don't be proud. If you're proud, people won't be able to convey their message to you. So courtesy goes hand in hand with humility and mannerism. I want to tell you something, that remember all the people who helped you when you were moving upstairs. You will need them when you come down. You will need them when you come downstairs. Be thankful to them. Thankful to them. Remember all the people who helped you when you were moving upstairs. You will need them when you come downstairs. And please be thankful to them. That's why this evening I'm saying thank you for this great opportunity. I'm not taking it for granted at all. You all are amazing, and you all, I really celebrate you, your excellencies. I really do it. Thank you for this platform. I'm not taking it for granted at all. I am not. Because here in this Leadership Academy, I see presidents, I see first ladies, I see ministers that will transform Nigeria, even Africa in whole. And I also want to say a big thank you to Mr. Tunji, Pastor Tunji. Thank you to all my seniors that have gone ahead of me, and to the last speaker tomorrow ahead. I'm saying thank you, because I definitely need every one of you, even as I talk and even as I speak at this moment. Without you, definitely I won't be able to say all of this. And I'm really thankful to every one of you. And number 6 is consign. Be consigned about the other person. Sympathy, or will I call it empathy? Yes. Have that empathy for your neighbor. Number 7, be consigned. I also want to say, consigned, when you're consigned about something, you know what you're doing, like you just know. Be consigned. Let people know you, let people know who you are. Be original. I said that before, be original. Have empathy for people. It's very, very important for you to become a good communicator. Have empathy for people. Be concise with your word, and you will definitely become a good communicator. If you are, you will definitely be. One other thing that I really want to say this evening is also be concrete. Concrete A corporate communicator is about a clear message. You know, this is often supported by factual material like what I'm doing right now. The words used as well as a sentence structure can be, if you don't put them well, you may not be able to convey your message. And nothing is left to the imagination when you do all of this. The message is clear when the storyline is consistent, when facts are mentioned. So be consistent, have a supporting information when you talk. And number 8 for me, everybody type common sense. Everybody type common sense. In capital letter. Most important is sense. Among all senses is common sense. Like they always say that common sense is not common. Common sense is not common at all. So you must understand why you need to speak, what to speak, when to speak and when to keep quiet, whom you are speaking to. We need to know all of these things because they all come together as common sense. When to speak, what to speak, where to speak, and whom you are speaking to. That's why I said the golden says, if you see common sense, everything is listed out in common sense. In common sense, you will know when to be courteous, you will know when to be clear, you know when to do all these things. So common sense is the most important sense of all in communication. It's not a big deal to communicate. With these things, you will definitely become a skilled communicator. Do you understand? And not to forget that you need to take care of yourself. Confidence. Take care of yourself. Speak in a way that makes you feel effective rather than helpless. You know, there's some people that speak in a way that makes them helpless. I'm telling you the truth. You may be speaking to someone right now and you don't have confidence. Oh, so what do you think about this? I don't really know. Whatever you think, Sha. They'll now say, are you really serious? Whatever I think, you think that's the answer to this? Like, yes, whatever you think is fine by me. You need to speak in a way that makes you feel efficient, that makes you a winner. Do we understand? That makes you a winner that you are. You are a leader. You need all of these communication skills. I may not be able to go into everything, but I'm sure there'll be other times where I'll also come because this is a masterclass and an advanced class in communication. You need a lot of things to talk about. Do we understand? Do we really understand what I'm saying? So we need all of this to become a good communicator. We need clarity. We need correctness. We need completeness. We need courtesy. We need confidence. We need concise. We need concise. We need to be concise. We need common sense. I love that common sense part. And when you want to become a leader, you need to build your power, your confidence, and your credibility. How to talk to yourself, I've said that, makes a big difference as well. Makes a huge difference of who you are, how you talk to yourself. So frame your words, use them well, process them, They allow you to access ways for direct communication, all of this that I've mentioned, between yourself and another, so that you can achieve your goals and your outcome. It's enough for you to say, oh, you're doing all of this, or you're not doing all of this. To properly develop this skill, you need to get full attention of the listener by any means. Either you're in your office, at your workplace, you want to, in your social life, professionally, personal, or social. You need to get the full attention of the listener by all means. Once the listener turns to you, you get them engrossed and try to express everything you want to. Also, you must make sure that they have understood you properly after you've explained. Let's not forget that. You must allow them to know you and you've communicated well. So effective communication depends on the richness of all of these ideas. It's the basic skills of communication, and it's what I've said. And you generate them, frame them within a general understanding of how the communication process works. This is why advanced communicators like you are, in essence, great leaders. Are in essence, great leaders. So I congratulate you all. If you're on this platform and listening to me, you are a great leader. If you can put all of these things together, you are a great leader. On that note, let's not forget compliments. Let me talk about compliments. You know, I want to put this out because it's general. It's general with everyone here. Never ask a person's age, please, until you get comfortable with the person. Avoid slangs, swearing, or profanity. People who use profane words are perceived as being less credible than those who don't. Don't use all those slangs. You know those slangs. Who can type in one slang for me quickly? Who can type in one slang for me? Stop. Don't use profane languages. It's not right. Don't, please. Use words that are precise. Maybe Mafo. I don't know what that is. You know, Bado. Don't use profane languages. Be polite. Saying please, I am sorry, and thank you are necessary. It doesn't make you less of a human. Shaking one's hand firmly when meeting them is very important. And when you're leaving a place, tend to say goodbye. You know, there are plenty of such examples, even as I round off this session, because the question and answers are coming up shortly. If you have some questions, please try to send them. But let's not forget that all of this are etiquette that we need to maintain to have a proper social life and respect where there is no reason to do otherwise. This communication is governed by culture, power, and intimacy. Don't reserve your best behavior for a special occasion. Always behave well. Be the best daily to everyone you come in contact with. Treat everyone the same way with utmost regards. Don't say because this one is my younger brother, no, I'm not going to accord respect to him. Speak with everyone with regards. That's because communication shows your thoughts, your feelings, and your words, whatever you convey. The scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. This is what the Bible says. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. You should understand that God is aware of our words. Don't use the same mouth you're using to pray to God and use it to curse. It doesn't work that way. Let your words be seasoned with salt. If there's no salt in food, it makes it tasteless. Be the salt out there. Be a skilled communicator. And these few words of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you need communication. You need to make improvements in your communication skills, set personal goals to work through the things you want to accomplish step by step, and be a good one. Thank you very much. All right. Do we have any questions before I go on with my assignment?
Okay. Please let's put up our questions. Thank you, Ma. We greatly celebrate you. Thank you for that wonderful session. There's a question in the chat box from said, thank you so much, Ma, for this awesome session. Talking about looking into the eyes while communicating, how can you successfully achieve that in this part of the world without being perceived as intimidating?
I know, right? In this part where a lot of things are going up, and that's when they will say, oh, you're not respectful or you're not courteous. When you shake someone, let me use that word, firmly. So when you shake people, I think I think when you have eye contact during a conversation shows respect. There are ways you can look into someone's eyes and I will know you have respect for me. There are also ways to look into my eyes and I know you don't have respect for me. So focus on the person's face for 4 seconds and you focus on the person's eyes for 4 seconds. You can use your fingers to count it. I do that a lot. You can as well glance at the person's nose, chin, their forehead, 1 or 2 seconds. Repeat all of this over and over again until your conversation is over. Do we understand? Do we really understand? Because a lot of people can't bear too much or little eye contact. That's the truth. So when you're looking into making eye contact, indicate that you're paying attention, you're being sincere and confident during a conversation. So I just gave you the step by step. Focus on the person's face for 4 seconds, count your fingers, look down. Focus on the person's eyes, glance at the person's nose, chin as they're talking, and forehead for 1. Repeat this until your conversation is over. Because when you're looking for a job, they need your eye contact. For the professional world, if you don't look into the person's eyes, I feel you have low self-esteem and you're not confident. Do we understand? So that's it for me. All right. I hope I've been able to answer you. Nantem Gombil.
Okay. Thank you, Ma. There's another question from Ikimoroti Sunday Solomon asking, how would you go about explaining a complex idea?
Okay, how do you go about explaining a complex idea?
Who was already frustrated?
I can just imagine. The reason why some clients will be frustrated is because you're not going straight to the point. What I just said, the golden C's for me, be clear, be concise with your words. Clarity, those are the things I just talked about. There's no way I tell you all of these things and you won't listen to me. Do you understand? Be concrete. Give your facts and figures. Go straight to the point. You're a leader. Be clear. Don't use wrong grammar. Be concise. courtesy, you know, also be creative. I don't think if you use all of these things, don't make it complex even for yourself. Don't make it complex for yourself. For example, I'm bidding for a contract and I say, okay, so let me use handkerchief, for example. And this handkerchief or white handkerchief, I'm going about saying, you know, this handkerchief, it has wiped away tears, it has done this. Oh, yes, it wipes away tears, it wipes away sweat. Just speak, this is what you need it for. The handkerchief, these are the advantages, or this is what is being used for. Go straight to the point. Don't get them frustrated, because the more you get them frustrated, they won't be able to listen to you again. You'll be able to bid for the contract or pass your message effectively. Thank you. We have another question.
Okay, ma. There's another question. There are few other questions.
I think I can see this one. There's a thin line between confidence and pride.
Saying this from my mother. Say thank you, ma. How can one communicate with someone who is angry? I think it's like the other one was just now.
Okay, to someone is angry, I just explained to you, be polite. Don't allow the person's anger to get to you. I
It's hard
definitely
to
don't
stay
allow.
clear or be
Yeah.
proud and still be as confident while communicating.
Yes. Between confident, how do I stay clear of being proud and still be as confident? I talked about humility. Please be humble. There's nothing, no, you don't have, there's nothing to be proud about. You're a solution provider to the world. You're a solution provider to the world, and you know that, you know everyone needs you and you don't need to be proud. Please. So how do I stay clear of being proud and still be confident while communicating? Is be humble, smile, look into their eyes with respect, like I just said earlier on. That you can stay clear of being proud and still be confident in communicating. I talked about confidence. I said, speak in a way that makes you feel effective rather than helpless. Do you understand? That is it for me. Thank you.
Okay. How to manage your boldness and confidence as a lady, because sometimes they see it as being rude. I think you have answered that.
As a lady, so there are a lot of ladies that are very rude. And I really need to tell you this. Just because you're beautiful doesn't single you out as a how do I put this right now, as a lady. There's nothing to be rude about. What you're trying to say is, if somebody comes to toast you, Abby, and you're saying no, there are ways to say no gently. Don't, oh, leave me alone, I beg. My sister, there are ways to actually say no in a subtle way. You're smiling and you're telling them no. I also say no in a firm way. When I tell you no, you understand that I'm being serious about my no. So be firm, be concrete, and please don't be rude. Thank you. Like I said, while rounding it off, I said to you that remember all the people who helped you when you're making or moving upstairs. You will need them when you come downstairs. So even remember the people that have toasted you, because you definitely If you're being rude to someone now and tomorrow you're going to bid for a contract and it's that man that you shouted at, please. And if the person thinks about what you've done, it may become a serious problem. Thank you.
Okay, ma. I think we have 2 more questions or 3 to go. Let me check now. Somebody is asking. Okay, I think we need to hold it the questions now, please. Sorry for that. Now, somebody is asking, ma. Thank you, ma. Still on looking at someone in the eyes. Someone like me, I don't even know how to do that. Does that mean I am not a good communicator without that?
It doesn't mean, for me, it's just that when you look straight into their eyes, and I just gave you the tips for looking straight into people's eyes, it makes you different. It makes you a skilled communicator. So learn to look into people's eyes. That will make you a skilled communicator. You're a young leader and you're going far. So learn to speak into people's eyes. You know, I'm not Yoruba, but I know there are a lot of people here that are Yoruba. The Yoruba people says that oju lorowa. Yeah. So try as much as possible to look into people with respect, not with disdain or disrespectful, please. Thank you. Okay, I think we have. How can someone that is blind get to know about the visual communication language? Go to their schools for people like that, the disabled people, the blind people. There are schools for them. So if you're blind, go to a school that is for blind people. There's a school for blind people, for the disabled and blind people. I think it's called the Sign Language School. School for it's for blind people. There's one on the island called as the Parallel. I can't remember the name. There's a school for the blind people, so you can as well just go there. About visual communication skills, language, they show them all of this. All right, do we have more questions, sir?
Yes, ma. There's another one. Somebody talking about balancing. What are your recommendations for someone? I think after this one, we have one more. What are your recommendations for someone who has a challenge around balancing gesture with verbal communication?
Learn how to talk, please. Learn how to talk. You're a leader. You need to learn how to talk. Don't have challenges around balancing gesture with verbal. If I'm saying yes, like I'm saying yes right now, you can see it in my eyes that I'm saying yes, and I'm saying no. My face will be firm. Do you understand? And I'm smiling. You know, oh yeah, she doesn't mean what she's saying. But sometimes I notice over time that there's some people, like I met different kinds of people and they are angry, but they are smiling. And I usually ask them, are you angry? Like, yes, I am. I just leave them. Different folks with different things. So some people don't know how to express themselves when they're angry. For me, when I'm crying, I'm actually angry. That's the way I show my anger. So get to balance your gesture with verbal communication as well. It's very important to be in that. You can be a skilled communicator. Do we have another question?
Okay, the last one. This one is from Ola Tayo Adewumi. So thank you, ma. You talked about stress management. Are there any routine that can help with that?
Okay, so I have a stress ball. It's not here, it's at home. So when I go home, I play with my stress ball. I have it. You can check online for stress. So how do you cope with relieve stress and find peace. Let me use that word, stress management. And it's important for us to know that we need to come off stress to get off and get rid of stress. You need to get, there are different ways. Some people listen to music, some people, and the reason why people are stressed is some of them are overwhelmed. They are living in the past, negative talk and approach, not accepting your mistakes and all of that, constantly trying to find fault, different reasons why you will or why you'll be stressed. But please try as much as possible to break off all of these things. Try as much as possible to break them off. In that way, you have a stress-free life. Listen to music, surround yourself with intellectual and happy people. Just chill out. Chill out. Watch something funny. You know, just stop multitasking. There are times, even for me, I get a coloring book, for example, and I start coloring. That way, go off stress. So those are the tips you can use to get rid of stress or manage your stress. But please be joyful. Don't let what is happening right now stress you out. Just try as much as possible to curtail or to guard your heart. It's important. Guard your heart. It's very important. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Sabrina. That was a great session tonight. God of heaven will bless you greatly for us. We'll be glad to have you more and more in our next sessions.
Absolutely.
We want to appreciate you for joining us. We are not taking you for granted at all. We appreciate God's grace over our life. We really want to say a big thank you. And thank you for helping us to broadcast this program since the basic class, even up to this particular one. God of heaven will take you to greater heights. Thank you so much, ma. Please help me say thank you to Sabrina. Keep saying the thank you. Okay, it's coming in. Say you're a wonderful teacher.
Thank you very much. And don't forget to always listen before you talk. Thank you very much. So my assignment, listen before you talk. My assignment. Thank you all. I love you all too. Thank you very much. Oh, someone says my gift. Okay, so get in contact with Mr. Tunji. I will send your gift to him. Who's that? Azubike David. Okay, yes, Azubike David. My assignment. Mr. Tunji, can we please have the assignment on the screen? Is that possible?
Okay, yes, it's possible. A few minutes now, I'll put it up. Okay, or we just do a drop for them on WhatsApp.
Okay, that will make a lot of sense.
Yeah, we will drop it on WhatsApp.
All right. My final take on this is don't be afraid to conquer grounds. You're built for success. Don't be afraid. Learn things. Every day people learn. There are a lot of opportunities this period. Please take advantage of all of these opportunities. In fact, there is a course right now that I'm offering on Harvard. It's online and it's free. You can as well just go click on www.Harvard University's free online courses and learn. You don't need to pay. I think it's just at the end when you want to take your certificate, like $10 or so. That's when you will pay. So please, opportunities are out there. Maximize it. Take advantage of every opportunity. Don't be idle. You want to be, it's enough to come here and say, oh yes, thank you for being an awesome teacher. Go back to your notes, go through it. You have your dictionary, you have everything. Learn to speak well. Don't mix accents. Nobody needs your accent. Try to speak very, very well. Listen to messages that are edifying and be you. Smile often because you're beautiful just the way you are. And I'll see you all at the top because you are excellent and you are fantastic. You all are amazing. And I'm so proud of every one of you. And thank you all for joining the session. And thank you for helping me to make the session a very easy one. Thank you to the convener, Mr. Tunji. I really, really appreciate you. I'm not taking this for granted. Thank you, thank you, thank you all. God bless you all.
Okay, thank you once again, Ma. We really appreciate you for taking out your time to be with us at the Young Leaders Academy. We are not taking it for granted at all. We really appreciate you. The young leaders are saying a big thank you to you for this opportunity. We greatly appreciate you. We will be getting back to you as time goes by. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Have a good night rest. God bless you all. Bye.
All right, everyone, we want to say thank you for joining in again tonight. Tomorrow will be the last session that we'll be having, and by tomorrow, we'll be having 2 great sessions tomorrow. Jimmy Olopade will be taking us on building startups, business startups, how to start and run a business and all of that. And we'll be talking about the ownership economy. The ownership economy is going to be wonderful. That will be by 5 p.m. And by 7 p.m., I will be taking us on success habits. Success habits. That will be tomorrow, 5 p.m. for Jimmy Olopade, 7 p.m. with Tunji Adeboyejo. Tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. And get yourself prepared. Our materials are actually ready. We'll be sending it immediately after all the classes. We'll be posting it to us. And then we should be getting ready for our graduation. We are going to be having a wonderful graduation. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be awesome. Our daughters are also ready. Some have gotten to their locations. To some basic locations. For example, those who are in Akure, they have their materials already in Akure. Those who are in Ogun State, they have their materials already in Redemption Camp. Those who are in Lagos, they have materials in Lagos, but we are yet to get contact persons. We are still working on that modalities. Those who are in Ilorin, they are easy. They are going to be easy. It's going to be easy for them to get. Just get across to me, reach us in my office. You get all your materials for those who are in Ilorin. Those who are in the far north, we are going to reach out to you. We are already working with one of our brothers, Chukwemeka Victor, in Abuja, who is going to help us out with some people who are in Minna, Abuja, Kaduna, Kano. We're going to work out that. But for those who are in Ekiti too, the one that is going to Akure, that has gotten to Akure, ask for those who are in Ekiti, and it will get to them. The one in the Redemption Camp is for Ogun State. Some are far in Ogun State. We're still going to find a way around it. But some who can have access to the camp, we also drop the contact so that you can link up with that person. The Lagos, we are still working on it, but it's already in Lagos. We just need a contact person. If you're also available to help us out, please reach out to me via WhatsApp, please. Tomorrow is going to be awesome. Please get yourself ready. Something happened today, and I need to just announce to you. Our beloved pastor, the son of the general of the bishop of Winners Chapel, Isaac Oyedepo, followed us at the Young Leaders Academy on Instagram. It was a wonderful one. He just saw what we were doing and he followed our page and sent us wonderful messages. I mean, when I was reading his messages, when he sent to me personally, he said, "Thank God for the great things you are doing at the Young Leaders Academy." That was a wonderful one. And we are looking forward to him. He said he's going to give us a date sometimes in September. We are trusting God to have Isaac Oyedepo with us. So please get yourself prepared for our next session. We'll be announcing them to you as time goes by. So please, on the materials, I will sort it out and then we'll get you accurate information before we end it all. By tomorrow, I think we should get some information. Some people will get their own tomorrow, especially those who are in redemption camp and those who are in Akure. They should get their own tomorrow. Is already available in Akure. The one in Lagos, as soon as we get the informations on what to do, we'll get. Okay, yes, those people in Ibadan too. The people in Ibadan, your state, their material is also ready in your state too. We have a contact person. We are working on those things. By the time we are done at our team level, we will post it out to us on WhatsApp. Those who are to contact, please bear with us because we are just starting this academy. So therefore, there are still some things that is not yet perfect. For example, we still have financial challenges, but we trust God because it's a new day and God is taking us to a greater height. Money is not a challenge at the beginning of every vision, but you must understand that we cannot get the material to each of our respective addresses. We do not have the capacity to do that yet, but we're going to be having some of our team and some of the agents who will be standing in for us. They'll just put a call, then we arrange how to get to each and every one of us. So we have to bear with us and then manage around the modalities. God of heaven, we bless and increase us. Of course, you're going to love it. You're going to love the material. We also did for all our facilitators and those who supported us. So it's just a wonderful thing. And then we want to say, we appreciate you. Please, we need somebody in Lagos. I need somebody in Lagos who can help us out. We need somebody in Lagos, at least Lagos. We don't have anybody yet, but the material is somewhere in Shomolu, Lagos. We are yet to get someone who can help us out on it. Once again, we want to say thank you very much for this opportunity to be here. And then we meet again on WhatsApp over the night and then tomorrow. Thank you. Some people need to reach out to me. Please, I dropped some names on WhatsApp yesterday. We are not able to sort them all out. Please, if I drop your name on WhatsApp, reach out to me. Reach out to me. Thank you so much once again. The Lord bless you. Have a wonderful night's rest and see you tomorrow in class. Take care and have a good night. God bless you. Okay, I can see drop your messages here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we can begin to exit the room now. All right, bye, 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 Mike Afolayan, bye, Love Day, Esther, Follow, Comfort, Chukwemeka, to Feb, Blessing, Ayomide, Gompil, Oluwatomi, Oluwatobi Kolade, please reach out to me. Oluwatoni, please reach out to me. Reach out to me. Those two names. Reach out to me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.